In the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful. And pilgrimage to the house is a duty unto Allah for mankind. Those who are able, and him who disbelieves, let him know that lo, Allah is independent of all creatures. Good day, respected listeners and TV audience, and especially this year's pilgrims to the house of God who would like to explain to you some of the rules and rituals of Hajj in several subsequent sessions. No doubt all Muslims of the world aspire and wish to make the pilgrimage to Medina and the house of God. Every year thousands of enthusiastic pilgrims travel to Mecca to perform the Umrah and obligatory Hajj rituals. They visit the holy graves of the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, and his progeny, and the infallibles. They offer their prayers in Medina and Mecca's famous mosques. One of the questions which the pilgrims normally ask is how one should prepare oneself for this journey. What does preparation mean in terms of the Hajj pilgrimage? What are we supposed to do? God willing, we will elaborate certain fundamental issues in regard to preparation for this journey. To begin with, I will first explain a religious law concerning istita'a, which literally means capability of doing Hajj rites. Those who are capable are obligated to perform Hajj. Capability depends on three main factors. First, one should physically be healthy enough to go to Mecca and perform Hajj. Secondly, he should be financially capable. Thirdly, the way should be open, safe and secure, meaning there should be no obstacles on his way to Mecca. A fourth condition has also been added, that the person who intends to travel to Mecca should have enough time to perform all the acts of worship in Hajj. Hajj is not obligatory on those who are physically incapable. For example, one who is capable financially but he is physically emaciated and weak due to old age. Similarly, there are people who are physically healthy and strong but financially unable to bear the Hajj expenses. Such people are also not obligated to perform Hajj. Generally speaking, he who has adequate provision for the outward and return journey, as well as the expenses of performing the Hajj rituals on a par with his social status and has sufficient means of livelihood to maintain himself, his wife and children on returning home. For instance, one who has a job or a profession through which to earn his living and his journey is not harmful for such a person is described as financially capable. That is, he has the financial ability to perform Hajj and Hajj is obligatory on him. The third condition, as I mentioned earlier, is that the route must be open and safe. In other words, there must be no barrier on his way to reach Mecca. There might be a person who is financially and physically capable, but there is an obstruction on his way. For example, if the way is closed or there is a serious risk, pilgrimage ceases to become obligatory for him. Well, people who travel to Sacred House of God normally have a question in their minds about preparation for this journey. They ask, what are we to do in order to be prepared before making this journey? I should tell you that one of the basic necessary requirements of this journey is awareness and knowledge of the rites, sacred places, and their secrets. There are a lot of things to know about Hajj. However, in this program I will focus on certain specific issues such as the do's and don'ts of Hajj rituals, that is, obligatory acts and the forbidden ones. I wish to carry on my discussion on the Hajj rules and rituals and be at your service as far as possible anywhere in Medina, Miqat, Mecca, Arafat, Mash'ar and Mina. As for other aspects of Hajj, including its secrets and mysteries, which are so many and of course as expansive as the ocean, you can study and discover them yourself. You must know that knowing these rites and their meanings and secrets helps a pilgrim to a great deal. Furthermore, since you will visit different holy places in Mecca and Medina, you must know these secrets as well as the historical events related to them. There are special books and cassettes about these subjects. Those who are interested in studying, they can read books, and those who do not have time or patience to study books can listen to cassettes. Apart from studying books, there are certain important things which you should bear in mind even before embarking on the Hajj journey, and I will talk about them later. A sincere intention is more important than everything else. Umrah and Hajj are part of the obligatory duties which must be performed with the intention of seeking nearness to God. The most basic requirement of these rituals is sincerity. It has been narrated from our sixth Imam, Imam Sadiq, who said, "He who performs Hajj purely for God, God will reward him a place in paradise, and he who performs Hajj rituals for people's sake or for someone other than God, the reward will be on the people's shoulder." Therefore, sincerity is the first requirement. The second important thing is halal property, which is to be spent for this journey, according to a tradition which says, he who takes preparation for Hajj and there is a sign of a haram object in his luggage or property, God will not accept his pilgrimage.
هر کس آماده این سفر بشود و نشانه یا پرچمی از خلاصه
It has also been mentioned in a hadith al-Qudsi or divine tradition that God the Almighty said, "Whoever performs these rituals with sincere intention and halal provision, I will grant him a place with the prophets, martyrs and the righteous ones." Another thing to mention here is bidding farewell to relatives and asking them for forgiveness. It has been reported in a historical narration that Ali ibn Yaqtin, who was working with Harun al-Rashid's government on Imam Kazim's orders, traveled to Mecca to perform pilgrimage. He went to Medina to visit the Imam, but the Imam did not let him in. He inquired about the reason, and the Imam said that since you did not receive one of my followers in your place of work, and you offended him, we will not let you in, and your Hajj pilgrimage will not be accepted. Upon hearing this, Ali ibn Yaqtin went back to Kufa, obtained the offended man's pleasure, and returned to Mecca to perform the Hajj rituals. Another recommended act done is making a will about your matters of concern, or properties, or anything else. However, it does not in any way mean that we should prepare ourselves for death, nor does it mean that we should think about it. The pilgrimage journey is a good pretext for giving advice on matters of worship and financial affairs and the likes of such things. Validity of prayer is another important issue that has to be taken into account. We have three kinds of prayer in this journey. One is prayer of tawaf of Umrah, another is tawaf of Hajj prayer, and the third is tawaf and Nisa prayer. In any case, one's prayers must be valid and in order. In case you are suspecting the correctness of your prayers, you can ask an alim to check it with you. If there is an error in them, it will be removed. Give sadaqah and recite dua or supplication when you start in journey. Also try to choose good companions for yourself. When you enter Saudi Arabia, those of you who belong to Medina first will go to Medina and stay there for some days. Thereupon you will travel to Mecca, while those pilgrims who are to speak Medina last will go from, according to the technical term, but the late Medina, they will go from Jeddah to Jaffa, where they put on the ihram and begin performing rituals en route to Mecca.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
I am now in Medina, talking to you from nearby the grave of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and Baqi Cemetery. I am praying to Almighty Allah to grant you success in visiting these holy places. Normally the pilgrims who come here to perform Hajj rituals stay in the city of the Holy Prophet for some days. This is the city of migration and jihad, the city of love and martyrdom. You as pilgrims do not have anything to do here with respect to Umrah and Hajj, but you will become familiar with parts of the history of the early period of Islam and the life of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his progeny and his devout companions, because Medina, being the city of the Prophet, is a big tableau which bears clear and vivid pictures from the early history of Islam. Fortunate are those who look at this tableau well, contemplate and ponder over it, and take for their entire lives a lesson from it and from these great men of God who are his successors on earth. When you are in Medina, you will offer your prayers in Masjid al-Nabi, the Prophet's Mosque. This is a mosque which is next to Masjid al-Haram, or Grand Mosque, in terms of greatness, dignity and significance. According to a tradition, each prayer offered in this mosque is equal to 10,000 rakats of prayer. Likewise, you will offer your prayers in other mosques like Masjid al-Quba, the Quba Mosque, the first mosque built in Islam. According to a narration, he who performs wudu goes to Kaaba and prays in Quba Mosque. His prayer would be equivalent to an individual Umrah. You will also go to Qiblatain Mosque, or Mosque of the Two Qiblas, where the changing of Muslims' Qibla from Masjid al-Aqsa to Masjid al-Haram took place. You will offer your prayers there and pray for the freedom of Quds. You will also pray in other mosques such as Mubahala Mosque, Quma Mosque, Khandaq Mosque, Fatim Mosque, Hazrat Ali Mosque and Salman Mosque. Whenever you are entering these mosques, if you do not have an obligatory prayer to offer, you should offer 2 rakats of mustajab prayer known as tahiyyat prayer, which is offered as a sign of respect for the mosque. You should offer your qaza or missed prayers if you do not have an obligatory prayer to offer. You should make your minds now that when you are traveling to these places, you will offer your qaza prayers in these sacred places. It would be even much better to offer your qaza prayers in Masjidul Nabi and Masjidul Haram, because by doing so not only you have fulfilled your duties, but you also have gained a lot of reward. I request you to join the glorious congregational prayers held in Masjidul Haram and Masjidul Nabi and gain the reward, and you will do so, inshallah. Try to schedule your time in such a way that when it is time for prayer in Medina or Mecca, you are not busy doing anything anywhere in bazaars and markets. You must keep exact prayer times in your mind. Most people know these timings, but what you may have to do is get yourself ready for congregational prayer when prayer time is nearing. The clerics who are accompanying the groups will explain relevant rules and procedures of congregational prayer. You will come to learn that there is not too much difference between the prayers. Apart from prayers, you will also visit sacred places during your stay in Medina. One of the most sacred places you will visit is the grave of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, which has a lot of merits and rewards. You will also visit Baqi Cemetery, which is open for men only twice every day. It is open once in the morning after Fajr dawn prayer and in the evening after Asr prayer. The gate is open for 1 or 2 hours. Men can enter the cemetery and visit the graves of awliya, meaning the righteous men of God. Ladies are not allowed to enter, and they do not have to persist. They can, however, visit the Masjidul Nabi and the tomb of the Holy Prophet after Fajr and Zuhr prayers. Ladies should make good use of their times, so they should set their hours in such a manner that they can visit the tomb of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his progeny.
اجازه میدن، یکی بعد از نماز صبح و همچنین بعد از نماز ظهر. خانم ها اگر سعی کنن وقت زیارتشون رو جوری تنظیم کنن که در این 2 وقت بتونن به زیارت قبر مطهر پیامبر نائل بشن، بسیار مناسب هست. در چند روزی که در مدینه منوره هستید و همچنین مکه مکرمه، از برخی از کارها که موجب
When you are in Medina, try not to do anything that would cause misconception for people of other sects, who might as a result be included to insult the Shiites. You do not have to tie protection ropes known as dakhil to the rails and iron bars near the graves or elsewhere, nor do you have to write ariza letters and throw them onto the graves. You should not also pick up soil from graves or pray near the Baqi cemetery or inside. I request you also to offer your ziyarah prayers inside Masjidul Nabi, which has more reward. Do not come out of mosque when it is time for prayer. Also, when the people are moving toward the mosque for prayer, you should not walk in the opposite direction. It is narrated that as many as 10,000 companions and followers of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his progeny, are buried in this cemetery. To name a few of them, they are Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, Prophet's uncle; Fatima bint Asad, Prophet's stepmother; al-Banin, Imam Ali's wife, and Abu Fazil's mother; aunts, cousins, and wives of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his progeny. Abdullah ibn Ja'far Tayyar, Ibrahim, the 16-month-old son of the Prophet of God, Halima, Sadiya, and foster mother of the Holy Prophet, and great companions such as Sa'din Maddah, Usman ibn Ma'zun, Miqdad ibn Aswad, Bilal Habashi, and many more whose graves are unknown, but their names are mentioned and remembered in history. If you are staying in Medina for at least 10 days, you must offer complete prayers, otherwise you are a traveler, and you should offer 4 rak'ah prayers as 2 rak'ahs, meaning that you must offer them in short. However, when you are not sure as to whether or not you will stay in Medina for 10 days, you should ask your group cleric about this. According to some jurists, you can offer prayers in full anywhere in Medina, but the most common views among the scholars is that you as travelers are free to choose between offering complete and short prayers in Masjidun Nabi. During your stay in Medina, do not forget to recite the Holy Quran. Whether you are in the Prophet's mosque or in your place of residence, avail every opportunity to recite the Holy Quran and preserve its respect. When you are offering congregational prayer here, the congregational prayer is slightly different. The difference is not major, and the cleric who is accompanying your group will guide you and tell you about the differences.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
I'm talking to you from near Shajara Mosque, which is located in Zul Halifa, a few kilometers south of Medina. Shajara Mosque is one of the designated miqat or stations used by pilgrims going to Mecca. This is where they put on ihram, the white garb. Of course, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his progeny, has set other such places also for wearing ihram, and they are Jofa, Yalamlam, Qarnul Manzil. Of course, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his progeny, has set other such places also for wearing ihram, and they are Jofa, Yalamlam, Qarnul Manazil, and Aqiq Valley. The pilgrims who travel as Medina first are those who first come to Medina to worship and visit the holy sites. They leave for Mecca after some days of stay in Medina and wear the Umrah Ihram en route to Mecca. However, those who are with Medina last first travel to Mecca, do the rituals, and then visit Medina. These pilgrims first go to Jofa, whereupon they wear the ihram and move to Mecca. As I told you earlier also, Shajara Mosque is located in Zul Halifa. Zul Halifa is derived from the word halfa, which means not grass weed or a vascular plant that grows in water. That is because this is a fertile area located by Aqiq Valley, which has stationary water in most seasons. Zul Halifa's another name is Ab'ar Ali, Ali's wells. It is said so because, according to historians, some of the wells which the commander of the faithful, Ali peace be upon him, dug with his own hands were located in this area. Shajara means tree because when traveling to Mecca, the Holy Prophet of Islam wore Abraham garb under a tree here in this area. A mosque was built in the same place where the tree stood and under which the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, had put on the ihram. The mosque was called Shajara Mosque, which has lately been reconstructed and extended, as you can see in the image. Some people wear ihram in Medina, but they have to come to make niyat and say the labaiks in Shajara Mosque. Some others come to the mosque and wear ihram here inside the mosque, depending on which is more convenient. Perhaps it might be more comfortable to wear ihram before coming to the mosque, and there would be no problem in doing so provided that the niyyah and labbaik are said here. All pilgrims who are traveling to Mecca to perform Umrah enter Shajara Mosque. Some of them come here with their ihram garbs on, and some wear their ihram garbs here. They shout labbaik with the niyyah or intention of wearing the ihram of Umrah to Tamattu. So they say, they are in the state of ihram after saying the labbaik. Tamattu rituals have just started. They go to Mecca to perform the rest of the pilgrimage rituals like tawaf or circumambulation, tawaf prayer, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and taqsir. We are also preparing to wear ihram and enter the mosque so as to perform the intention of performing Umrah of the obligatory Hajj. We will then say labbaik and move on to Mecca to perform the rest of the Hajj rituals. As you see, a number of pilgrims have already worn ihram and are ready to enter the mosque and make their niyyah and say labbaik. Some pilgrims have worn ihram in Medina, but they are not considered to be in a state of ihram until they enter the mosque, set their minds on performing Umrah to Tamattu, and say labbaik. Men should take off all of the stitched or sewn clothes, including their underwear and caps, and must wear slippers and 2 pieces of cloth, which are usually white. It is better that the cloth be white and the slippers must be such that they do not cover the entire upper feet. Normally the pilgrims tie a towel or piece of cloth around their waists and put another one on their shoulders to get prepared for Umrah to Tamattu. They enter the state of ihram as soon as they recite labbaik with the intention of starting Umrah to Tamattu. Niyyah is the intention which one passes through his mind, but sometimes the clerics in the groups help the pilgrims recite the niyyah expressly as such. I'm becoming muhrim for Umrah to Tamattu with the intention of attaining nearness to Allah. Who is a proxy must make niyyah on behalf of his emanator. Similarly, if a person is performing an obligatory Hajj, he must make the niyyah of obligatory Hajj, and he who is performing a mustahab Hajj should make the niyyah of mustahab Hajj. While keeping the niyyah in mind, the pilgrims start Umrah to Tamattu by saying,
لبیک میگن، یعنی میگن لبیک اللهم لبیک لبیک لا شریک لک لبیک ان الحمد والنعمت لک والملک لا شریک لک لبیک.
Meaning, here I am at your service, O Lord. Where I am at your service, you have no partner. Here I am at your service. All the praise is yours. So is the bounty, and to you belongs all property. There is no partner to you. Here I am at your service. Women are not obligated to wear any specific clothes. They can wear sewn clothes and there would be no problem in doing so. However, the clothes they wear should be clean and acquired from their own property. They should bear all conditions necessary for prayer clothes. The women should not cover their faces and they must recite Labbaik with intention of entering Ihram for Umrah to Tamattu. Upon reciting Labbaik, they are considered to be in state of Ihram, so they should avoid doing things which are forbidden for them. The pilgrims will then move to Mecca to perform the remaining rituals of Umrah to Tamattu, such as Tawaf or circumambulation, Tawaf prayer, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and Taqsir. The pilgrims remain in the state of Ihram in so far as they have not done Taqsir. When Taqsir is done, all obligations of Umrah are finished and the pilgrims can take off Umrah clothing and wear their ordinary clothes. We are now, inshallah, going to make a pilgrimage to Mecca to perform the rest of the acts related to Tawaf and other rituals, and I will be back to you there in Mecca, inshallah.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك